Hi, I'm Don from DonDronesOn. Welcome to my June 2023 Starlink Experience Report, featuring my latest speed, latency, and outage metrics. But first, a quick look at some fantastic Canadian drone footage submitted to me as we-roll. B-roll with the spirit of we. And stay tuned till the end for more great footage from Tom, also known as TC4756 on YouTube. Let's start with everyone's favorite metric, speed. Here we can see that the average download speed for June was 92 megabits per second, continuing a downward trend ever since the peak in February, but still in the neighborhood of 100 megs per second, which is really good. My average upload speed, on the other hand, was significantly better, with an average of 9.7 megs per second. That's 10% better than last month and the highest I've seen this year. Ping or latency was 54 milliseconds, basically the same as usual. By the way, my metrics are based upon 60 measurements per month. I use a wired Ethernet connection directly to my Starlink box and always run the speed tests to the same server site, all in the interest of keeping out anything but Starlink's performance as the variable. The 60 data points are evenly distributed between morning, afternoon, and evening readings. My speed tests continue to vary considerably from test to test, and this month, for the first time I can recall, I had this unusual bimodal distribution with two peaks on the histogram. Here's the previous 3 months for comparison. See the nice clean single peak each month? Now, the worst part of this distribution was the fact that the highest peak was in the 0 to 50 meg range, which sucks. Now, fortunately, the second peak was in the 100 to 150 meg bucket. When I looked into what was driving the bimodal distribution, it became clear immediately. It was simple. My evening speeds were terrible. Here I've overlaid the histogram with just evening speeds showing in red. 3/4 of my under 50 speeds were measured after 6 p.m., and only one evening speed test was over 100 megs. This came across loud and clear in my variation by time of day charts as well. Here's June's results versus May on the left. In May, my evening speeds averaged 83 megs, which is great, but in June, that evening average was a dismal 36 megabits per second. Now, I say dismal, but 36 megs is still not too bad and generally fast enough to stream 4K movies. But we sure don't want to see this evening performance drop any further. And let's not forget that Starlink has published performance expectations for these evening or what they call peak times. Only 60% of my download tests in the evening were between the expected 25 and 100 megabits per second. Last month, 95% of my tests were in the expected range, so that's quite a drop. My upload speeds, on the other hand, were very good in June. My average speed of 9.7 megs was, as I said, 10% better than May, and the best I've seen since November of 2022. And for the first time, my histogram shows a healthy growth in the 10 to 15 meg bucket. So now let's switch to outages, where I can now declare my outage problem gone, I think. This graph shows the number of dropout events I experienced per hour. I define a dropout as any outage over 11 seconds. Generally, shorter outages, say 2 or 3 seconds, are automatically healed by the network, even with real-time conversations like in an online meeting. Streaming video like Netflix or YouTube are almost completely immune to these dropouts because content is buffered at the receiving end. So yeah, if you can even see the June candle here, it's down at 0.01 dropout events per hour, or roughly one every 4 days. Incredible. Just for fun, compare the trend from February to June this year to the same time frame last year. Complete opposites. Problem solved. Thank you, Elon and crew. And finally, here's my other outage metric, total number of outage minutes per day. And again, you'll need a magnifying glass to even see the June number, 0.13 minutes or 8 seconds of outages per day on average. Well, there we have it, my June Starlink stats. Evening speeds, well, starting to trend into the problematic range, with only 60% of download speed tests meeting the expectation bar. But otherwise, everything's fantastic. Don't miss next month's report. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. And there's a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description below if you'd like to support my channel that way. Thanks for watching, and hang in there till the end to enjoy more of Tom's great We Roll drone footage.